Right, here I am. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna surrender.
Okay.
If there's no questions, I'm saying goodbye. Adios. Alan Olson, you're never gonna get it. Yeah. Brian, something, you're never gonna get it. Annette, definitely you're never gonna get it. Baron, you're never gonna get it. Bill Churchman, you're never gonna get it. David, you're never gonna get it. Chris, you're close to getting it, but you're never gonna get it. All right, well, anyone, no question? Why would I feel very amused by saying you're never gonna get it? Because it's true. That which is taken to be you is never gonna get it. Now, just like there's this thing we have in recovery, it's very interesting. It's not in the big book of AA, but it's a very passed on understanding, which is self can't get out of self. Yeah. Now, most of us are in the idea of being self without knowing it. It's called Paul and Armando and Ali, but it's really self, the program of self, and that program cannot get out of self, and it cannot get that. It cannot understand that it cannot get out of self. This is the trickiness. You would think, all right, self can't get out of self. Let's talk to Paul. That it can't get out of self. It doesn't get it. So you see that, or you hear that self can't get out of self out from outside of self. Yeah. From, let's say, before self. That's the understanding. The understanding is of self can't get out of self is never going to be got by self. Yeah, just like you're never going to get it. This idea of you is never going to get it, that it can't get out of self. Yeah. But the idea of you is self. So even when self becomes objectified and you study it and you now have targeted as the obstacle or what has or is defeating you, you're seeing that and you're entertaining the idea and you're questioning it and you're trying to study it as self. Yeah. So then at that moment, self is trying to get out of self and it can't get out of self. Yeah. Now, the only thing that gets that is not self, it's us, whatever that represents. Let's just say something other than this long lasting, independent, separate entity is what sees self can't get out of self. Yeah. Self will never see it. Self will never come to the conclusion that it can't manage. It will, when it's confronted with a huge evidence of not being managerial quality, it will just say, I got to do it better. Yeah, this is what you must, this is, as the Course would say, this you should know. Yeah, you should know this. So when you hear self can't get out of self, you'll try to stop trying to get out of self as self. Yeah, this is how the self logic will compute that statement. It will, okay, I gotta stop trying to get out of self. All the while, that's self. Yeah, it's the same thing in recovery. There's a statement, you have to quit playing God. Yeah. Now, you hear that, unbeknownst to you, you are identified as that which is playing God. So when it hears the message, you got to quit playing God, it sets out on a course to quit playing God, which is playing God. You can't get out of it. Yeah. If that which is playing God tries to quit playing God, what is that? It's playing God. Yeah. So this whole idea is to recognize not from the identification of self, but the identification as self. Recognizing it from outside self. Yeah. Before self, let's say awareness. So the awareness doesn't have a uniform or an identity. It's truly before the emperor has clothes. Yeah. So, yes. So that awareness is what the message is going to. So just like I feel there's a great Zen master, Huang Po, and he was given a talk, and one of the things I really like about him is there was a scribe from the emperor's court, this is in China, and he was a follower of Huang Po, so he would write down the satsang that night or whenever the day. It wasn't like 400 years later. This is what Huang Po said after 80 other people decided what Huang Po said. So he heard Huang Po, wrote it down, and it got bound and they put it out into a book. Yeah. So, and a lot more. So he would, one of his great statements is you can't use the Buddha to seek the Buddha. You can't use light to seek light. You can't use big M mind to seek mind. Yes. Now, this isn't just a weird statement or a bumper sticker. He was speaking at a meeting when he said this, and he was looking at all the people there, and they had all different names and different looks, but he was seeing through the people, and he was directly sending the message to the Buddha nature that we are. Yeah, because he realized it's going to get interpreted if it's captured by the long-lasting independent separate entity. If the separate entity takes itself to be the one who heard the message, it doesn't hear the message. It interprets a message that it thinks it's heard. Yeah, it doesn't hear the message. This is the point. Yeah. This isn't, oh, I'm going to keep on trying and one day. No, this is the finality or the futility of trying to get it. That which has a feeling of wanting to get it cannot get it. Yeah. That which you are isn't trying to get it. It's before all that shenanigans. It's what you are. So what you are is very clear, and it's not taking any moment to try to get what it already is. It's this appearance that we have filled up with interest and attention that has this confusion. Yeah. And that confusion is not going to be unwound. It just keeps winding more and more. Yeah. So the more you want to get it, the least you're gonna. Yes. Yes, it just doesn't work. So he was talking to this group and he saw what was really there, which was nature, the Buddha nature or light or big M mind. And he's tried to speak directly to that about what you are not. So he said, you can't, a Buddha, you can't use the Buddha to seek the Buddha. So obviously, the Buddha has never been seeking the Buddha. And then it sees this idea of abstract idea called Paul, and Paul is busy using Buddhism to seek the Buddha. So the Buddha has a very clear understanding it's not seeking the Buddha because it's the Buddha. So immediately when that gets established, what do you look at? What's not the Buddha, so to speak? So you look at Paul, who's busily trying to using the Buddha to seek the Buddha. Yeah. You don't look for the Buddha. You look at Paul. Yeah. And then you see you're not that, and that's the Buddha seeing or the Buddha looking. The Buddha looking recognizes Paul as not the Buddha. It does. And so the big clarity in the message isn't the message, it's what reacts to the message. Yeah. Because what we're not, we're so familiar with what we're not as us, we're trying to become any or every other thing as that. Yeah. We want to become something as what we're not. And that aspect of that, of you, is not going to get it. It's not going to get it. You're not going to train it. It doesn't work. It just will run into the same wall, never see or get the value of it, and just get into another vehicle and run into the same wall. It thinks it's going to change the wall by getting into a different vehicle, but it runs into the same wall. So now You hear the message, and now you have also an understanding that something else hears the message. And that something else that hears the message comes after what you are, which is the before. Yes? And so now, suddenly, what you used to look from, you now see. You become aware of what you used to look from. So now, the whole act of living and the starting point, you realize that was manufactured. That's not the starting point. Yeah. The starting point isn't an existent thing. The starting point is before the non-existent thing. Yeah. And before the non-existent thing, if you see from there, you'll see the non-existence of the thing that has been taken to be existent. Yeah. You'll see the non-existence of it because you'll be looking from existence. Yeah. Yes. We're seeing all freaking day from existence or awareness, but we're looking from an idea, a mental idea that we're something, that we're a thing, that we're different than everything that we see. We're the seer of it all. Yeah. Everything else is the seen, but we are the one unique aspect, the seer. Yeah. And that seer is a myopic blindness, yet it doesn't get it. It just thinks I just keep on putting on new glasses and one of them's gonna fucking work. No, not gonna work. That's how it works. Is you finally hit the futility of it's not gonna work. Now, what helped me in that situation was the message of non-duality. It saved a lot of time and trouble because it said you're never gonna get it. Never is a pretty much of an absolute statement. You mean I have absolutely zero chance?
Yeah.
You have a worse chance than winning the lottery. You have a worse chance in this because it's never. In other words, there's no chance. No matter how much you water the possibility, it's not going to grow because there's no chance of getting it. Yet now, when you hear it with the non-duality borrowed ears, it's a hallelujah. Because the great news, the reason why you're never going to get it is because you are it. All the climbing, all the working, all the fortifying, all the this and all of that. You're building a house on a house already. Yeah. You just you're building a house the way you think it would look while you're in a house already. You don't need the new house. You just give up the old ideas. How do you give up the old ideas? You start entertaining they're not yours. Yes, this is the breaking point. Yeah, the breaking point is to see that which is presented and assumed and reinforced to being you is not you. That's it. And then all that interest and attention, because when that you that you're not tries to not be you, it's just more recircling the interest attention. It's just like the quit playing God. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't. But when you see it, the interest and attention goes somewhere. It leaves it. It leaves that topic. It leaves that cherishing. It leaves that interest, that obsession, if you want to call it that. It just moves. And when it moves sufficiently away, that which seemed to be opaque is now transparent. You can see through it. Yeah. And when you see or have an event where you see the emperor with no clothes, it galvanizes. It galvanizes, and no matter how many clothes the emperor appears to have, you see it as having no clothes. The clothes does not make the man in this idea. The clothes does not make the emperor. Yeah. Yeah. And then what? You're awake. You always have been. You always gonna be. Yes. Yeah. If you just close the front door, she won't trip out. It's that thing's friggin' rough. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, where was I just? Oh, yes, I was here. Yes. It didn't take any time to arrive back to here, did it? No. Yeah, there's a sense, and even the action figure and all the mental shenanigans can't really hide it. It just tries to distract us. There's a sense of being present and available. Yeah. In other words, uh, this here and now is the one constancy, really. It's always been a here and now from the time you seem to appear and to the time you leave. All it's been is here and now. Now the head has used that here and now and tried to get absorbed in yesterday and tomorrow. Yeah. It combats the sense of being a verb by manufacturing a feeling of being a noun. Yeah. And now the noun gets lifted up. First, it's seen as a you, and then it's coronated as a really special you, which is me. Yes. And then the myopicness gets more and more. And you're living in a thing, you're looking through a weird tunnel that all the light that's looking through it just bounces back and reflects an image of you constantly. So everything you see is used to refer or remember the seer. Everything. It's sort of like a telescope that has your picture on it. So you look at it and all you're reminded is you. When you're it's them, it's you. Yeah. So I feel the way it worked in this little event, non-duality was the main trigger. Yeah, a lot of stuff accumulated, but it doesn't matter how big the bonfire is if you don't have a match. You need a match. Something needs to light it up. And for me, recovery was the first primer, and then the match was non-duality, the understanding, because all the other stuff you had to paint legs on it. It didn't travel well, but non-duality travels incredibly well. Yeah, it just to me explains in a nutshell what's going on. And there may be more downloads, but once there's the basic recognition of that which was presented to be you is not you, yeah, that's that's that gulf, that chasm, uh, you'll have a feeling of it because maybe you'll keep struggling with old ideas and stuff, and there'll probably be a moment where you're not. Everything is made peace with, in a sense. That which you think is still has the ability to block me off or something, you lose interest in too. Yeah. All of some of the containers may last longer than the others, but it's all the stuff's going to be withdrawn to the point that as this action figure, you're going to travel lighter. Yeah. Really, in spite of yourself, you're just going to travel lighter. Yeah. Day in and day out. Yeah. And yeah. And then the inherent condition while being here is we're awake. Yeah. We're present and available. If you're present, you're available. There's no and if ands or buts about it. If you're here, you're available to what's here. And you're here. And that presence, I feel that presence has been directed by the head quite a lot. And when that's broken, the interest and attention that used to enrich, like enslave you to these old ideas, will now enrich your day. They will. And that interest and attention will go to its source, which is presence, and it can rest there. There's no movement there. It's not trying to get some, it hasn't been given a list, a shopping list. It hasn't been, it doesn't have a directive. It's like Hal in 2001 on vacation. So no mission. It's just, yes, just room. Yeah. Yes. So I feel satsang can play an important role in, because a lot of things that surface here get drowned by the mental state quickly. Yeah. You notice that the head will forget a miracle in 15 or 20 minutes and will revisit a seeming slight for the rest of your life. Yes. So, uh, as a guide, it's completely unreliable. Yeah. It wants to take you into a mental museum. Yes. Yeah. And the Course has it a beautiful way where the Course of Miracles, if you're not interested, don't know it, there's a great description where it says, we're in the active denial of what we are, which is the identification as a thing, the thing being a noun, do or feel a taste, a touch. That is an act of denying what you are. Yeah. And then the shift is, and firm in faith in this something else that the head has made to be you. So this is the idea of Paul, yes? And now we have given it the role to see our life and tell us how it sees it. Yeah, we've surrendered that position, and we have no suspicion to think that it's isn't on our side, but now we do. And what's the blind guide going to show you? The same thing over and over again. And that's what happens. You have resentments, which are re-feelings. There's regurgitation. There There's a lot of doing again and again and again. And that doing again is very finite. If you weren't up that ass, you would see that lap 40 looks a lot like lap 80. Maybe they put a fir tree instead of a palm tree, but you realize the race is sort of very similar. And after a while, it just, fuck it, it leaves the palm tree. It doesn't care. Snow, palm tree, it doesn't give a damn. And because it's got, you're in abject faith in it, which turns into it's abject. When there's abject faith in this, that's spiritless servility. So you become you're enslaved to the mental interpretation. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. You try to change every equation, but the primary number always stays the same, one. Non-duality says the primary number is 0. Yeah. So that one gets negated. That's all. And now the math makes sense. It does. Things make fucking sense finally, and it was just, you were trying to make sense keeping that primary number one. You haven't been, but the system is not going to get that it's a failed system. Doesn't get it. It doesn't get it. Yeah, this is that. And every part of you, every part of us is of that. All that which we think is us all day is not of us. Us has never spoken. Yeah, this is, it's a lurking suspicion, and then it can become an intimated, and then it can become very intimated. I mean, word. It becomes very intimate because it's what we are, literally. We're not a thing, even though it may be great to think so. Well, probably, usually it turns out not that well. But we're just not a thing. So if you start there, then it's sort of like the idea of a long journey. What's the most important step in a long journey? The first one, because it sets the direction. So if you're starting out as a thing, and the inevitability, if there's that oomph to find something, you're going to try to become a thing, a non-thing as a thing. That's not gonna get it. And all you can do is sort of mimic what you conceptually believe a thing would look like if it was a non-thing. You don't have to make it a non-thing. It is a non-thing already. Yeah, so. So when I talk to Alan Olson, he's never gonna get it. You're never gonna get it. Alan got it. Brings a lot of peace to Alan that Alan's never gonna get it. Woo! He can just maybe enjoy another scoop of ice cream. Or something like that. Yeah. That which can get dirty can never be pure. You can bleach it as many times as you want. It's gonna have a soil. It's gonna get soiled somehow, some way. The purity is before. Yeah. And nothing that came after has touched it. So it's the purest pure. It's untouchable by that which comes after. Not one whisk of time has ever left a mark on what's before. Yeah. That's the purity they speak of. You see through the impurity, you recognize that cannot be us. And then you get in touch with a purity. Yeah. That has never gotten dirty. No, though there's a lot of dirt. Yeah, there's a lot of shit that ever happens, but nothing really leaves a lasting mark. Yeah. So our pureness is invulnerable to all the shit that happens. Now, the head would love to mimic that, and then when it's feeling affected by tons of shit, say I'm not affected by anything, but it doesn't. Yeah, it's pretty tinny, and you might as well just find a skillful means and do something about it than to try to stand there with the absolute as your shield. It's not going to work. I don't think so. So yeah. All right. Well, anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone? We haven't opened it. Kathleen, I like Chris H. I can just see a lamp and stuff. That was good, Chris. You shifted that pretty well. All right. Anyone, Kathleen?
I don't see anyone saying they want to talk right now, Paul.
Oh, fantastic.
Everybody wants to just be quiet.
We already fulfilled the requirement. Be still. Can there be stillness and then a lot of noise and chaos? Of course. Yes. Yeah. The noise and chaos may be appearing in a larger space of stillness. Yes. So obviously, the only reason why you can hear a note is because silence. Silence gives you the ability to compare noise. So you hear the note because it's played in silence. Yes. So be still isn't a place we arrive at. It's a non-place that we never left. Yeah. So be still doesn't call you to arms. It's just a more disarming, more and more disarming. Yeah. So basically, when all's said and done, be still. And then you'll see when you're sitting there, you'll see all the mental birds that can't stay still and they'll try to take off. And then you just shoot them with that little thing. Not me, not me. I'm not that, not that, not that. The head will fire, not that. Yeah. Why? Well, it can't be still. If our nature is to be still, that which can't be still must not be of our nature. I mean, it's basically a simple logic. Yeah. So use that when you see or hear something that's constantly agitated, irritable, and restless. It mustn't be you. Yeah. So it's constant playing, which you would think would drive you crazy, it's a perfect reminder of what you're not. Yeah. If you needed a reminder, what you're not is the greatest reminder because it's chirping all the time. Yeah. It has to be remembered or referred to or reinforced because it's not here. So there's a lot of work to have it appear to be here. And that work can be used to see you're not that. It's going to keep on going, yes, because you're not that. Yeah. So it's a good way. Hear the message. Start check out who the head's saying, who's the hero of the message. Yeah, see you're not that. And then that's the actual hearing of the message, is to recognize what you're not. That's the hearing of the message. The hearing of the message isn't you getting it. That's not hearing the message. That's something already claimed to be the hero of that message. It's already been neutered, yeah. But the hearing of the message, yeah. If anything, package the message as a noun. It's a verb, yeah. The message is a living message, verbing, yes, yeah, yeah. All right.
Yes, we do have someone with put that virtual hand up, Paul. It's Joey Vertina. Come on in, Joey.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Yeah.
Joey has his
Um,
eyes on. He's got a beard and everything.
yeah, I haven't shaved in a while. Look a little wild here. Yeah, I was gonna say in context of this lovely group, as always, something that just came to mind for me is I'm writing this book on the reform of the education system, and one of the list of the human needs is order and structure in this book, and I'm thinking of kind of like you know, obviously this group being about spirituality and non-dualism and
Hold
finding
on a second, bro. Joey, you haven't been here long enough. There's no order or structure in Zen Bichlaf. No, that's not. Uh, our forte isn't order and structure. And that's for the action figure, Joey, yes. The action figure has its own concerns and its needs and its wants. And and there's the realm of skillful means and this is essential to the action figure. Yes, because he has a propensity for blindness. So you need these things called skillful means and everything, and then order and whatever was said.
Hmm.
This talk is not, it's about the action figure, but not a further continuing with the action figure. It's about the action figure as not us. Yeah, that's the fundamental point. Yeah. And then sometimes people, and more at the recovery meetings, we talk about the action figure because it has its relevance and everything in this little temporary event. Yeah. But in the Wednesday night meeting, it's really try to shoot up pure non-duality. Yes. And
Yeah, I
uh,
mean, in
yeah.
that way, talking about the action figure as in kind of this, um, yeah, well, because we're working towards that kind of gap, right, of the separation of we're just entering pure awareness and that we're still a person, right? In this kind of way. Is that how you mean the action figure?
No, no, no. Action figure is an appearance in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there is no separation, there is no union, there's no reality to it. It's like a dream, and it's a dreamt object. Yes?
Well, I mean, in that way, I mean, I would say that I understand that the impulse, right, of the group is the same in the sense of liberation,
No,
and that
it's
way.
not. It's not. The liberation that we're offering is the freedom from the need to be liberated. And the way you're talking about the action figure and separation and then this and that is an attempt to sort of arrive at liberation. That's not what we're doing here. We're enjoying the relief from the need to be liberated because
Yeah.
the action figure is what needs to be liberated from the action figure, and that's impossible. It's just simple. Yeah. So the relief that I've entertained is that relief from the need to be liberated. In the head, there was a need to be liberated. Yeah. It's never going to have that liberation as the head, as the thing. Yeah. So the great message of non-duality is you lose interest in that thing that needs to be liberated, and now you're relieved of the need to be liberated. That's exactly how it is here. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
in that way,
No. Not the action figure is freed from the need to be liberated. We're freed from the need to be liberated because there's been a loss of interest in the action figure. Yes. This is not a slick way of getting the action figure better running shoes and then running to the goal. No, this is a negation of the relevance or the reality of the action figure. Yes. Now, it has a relative importance when you seem to be living as it. Yes. But that importance is going to have absolutely no importance the day there's a passing away. Yes. Every all the footprints of people that have trotted this land in this dreaming, billions and billions of them, there's not one footprint left. It's all washed away. Yes. Yes. It's as if nothing ever happened. And in a way, that's the feeling you get now while things are happening. It's as if nothing ever really happened. Yeah. And I find it brings a peace that passeth understanding, especially the action figures understand. Yeah. You can't describe what it's like because the head will just, it's always going to hear it as describing what it's like to the head. And this is not a piece to the head, really. That's a byproduct. The action figure will travel later, but it ain't the point. That's not because to put all that effort into something that's going to pass away from in 8 or 5 years with only the hope that it's you and you're going to go on and on and on. I don't know if that's going to be true. You may be a voice box that's on the husk of the action of the body. And when something leaves, that existence moves out of this is a husk. Yeah. And maybe the voice box is on the husk. And now the thing that was pulled and it said, I'm a real person, that string is going back and it's there. Bye bye. That which was talking did not leave the voice box. It's one of the ways to make yourself feel better here that you're going to go or you're on a journey that's going to transverse tons of lives. But yeah, I'm not a believer in that. I'm not a believer in reincarnation because I don't believe anything incarnated. I do not believe reality became real as things. I don't. I think things are appearances. Yeah. In what you could call a dreaming. Yeah. And we're witnessing the dreaming we're looking out of a camera box, a thing, yes? So we're looking at the dreaming from the dreamt. And most of the time, the camera thinks it's the real thing, yes? It's that simple. It has a little system that believes that, and it's going to end. It's happening with people now before dying, with the dementia and everything. People losing the plot. They're losing the plot. They have no idea. Their memories are all jangled. All that was the head relied on to keep this little story going is eroding, corroding, falling apart. It can't fucking glue it together. Yeah. They were probably figuring the show would have only last for 50 years. Now it's lasting 80 years. The tape, you ever see a tape cassette where you played it so much the thing gets stretched, and no matter how much you do the pencil thing to tighten it up, you never hear Axis Bold as Love. It's got a very senior citizen beat. So humbly, that's how I feel about it. Yes. So I
Yeah.
don't, yeah, yeah. But I don't, I don't go to other places, other Zooms and argue with people. I don't. We just present this idea. We support the presentation of it. Like, I don't sell a jacuzzi and not jump in. I'm in there completely. And yeah, here we go. And
Can I say this? And can I hear maybe in context in light of that? I guess this would be an appropriate question. Can you share in context of what's worked for you in context of the I'm selling the jacuzzi and also in the jacuzzi idea? I know you're saying like the action figure, and you were saying it's not a club, it's not a group, it's not even a thing or an activity, but there's obviously passion in the room, and I'm interested in that specifically, and maybe some more kind of light on that kind of gem, that passion and
yeah, if
for the
there's passion, it's unbridled. Yes. If there's a horse of enthusiasm, we don't put a bit in its mouth. Yeah. We bareback riding, no saddle. Yeah, yeah. I feel it's this enthusiasm in here has lasted all this time because it's a living message. Yeah, it's like an aha that echoes. And if you start seeing things in a certain way out here, it will extend the echo. You won't have the noise that used to blare it all out and away won't. And that echo, yeah, that you used to miss and not be able to pick up, it will be thumping. You'll hear it, and you'll rest your head there. You'll rest that the Son of Man has no place to rest its head. Well, there's the place. Yeah. So we just I feel like so many people here have done so much stuff. They've
yeah.
practiced so many things. They've this and that, and they had great suspicion that something was off. Yeah, and non-duality can be the clincher for them. It can clinch the suspicion and really give it a conviction. Yeah, and you may hear a sentence, you can't use activity to produce stillness. That would be activity. And that's how it goes now. Yeah. So what are many people doing? They're trying to act themselves into something that they already are. Don't you think that fails? And if it fails and something points that out, that could be the greatest value of it, is its failure. Because if you're so hell-bent on finding something that you already are, it's great when it fails, because you realize you can't, never gonna find it, and you go through, oh, I should have done this, or kissed the feet longer, or walked around the statues, or then, and then suddenly, no, you realize why you never found it is because you never lost it. Yes, it's already been always available at all times. That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful landing from the heights of failure. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, and I feel hundreds of years of seeking is probably presented in these Zooms right now. And I truly believe the greatest value was that which stopped the seeking, to tell you the truth. Yeah. How are you gonna know you're that which you're looking for while looking all day? It's insane. Yeah. How can you arrive at be still through activity? Yeah, it's that statement, you can't use activity to produce stillness. That would be activity. That's the thing. Yeah. You can't do yourself out of the doer. It doesn't work. It just reinforces the doership. Yes. Yeah. So I came to the end of it. A lot of people are coming to the end of it. And I have no problem with any other person's way of looking at it. Yeah. I mean, the case is already closed, no matter what happens. So it doesn't really matter. But if you come here, this is what you're going to hear. Yeah. Yeah. If you come here, that's what you're going to hear. You're going to hear how it unfolded and broke and this and that. Pretty much as best I can tell you. And we're not making a path out of it. Yeah. I don't believe this is the pathless path. This is the gateless gate. This is the open secret. Yeah. What are they attempting to imply? It's right underneath your nose. If you see that it's not your nose, you may see it. If you're looking, thinking it's your nose, it's blind. You're blind to it. Yeah. So you negate what is taken to be you. That's all. Yeah. You're not negating doing, you're negating doer. You're not negating feeling. I'm never gonna feel any. No, you're negating the feeler. Yeah. You're negating the effect of the mental claiming of all the verbing. Yeah. The seeing, the hearing, the feeling, the tasting, the touching goes on as it always does. But the seer, hearer, feeler, taster, toucher loses its lofty place as being that which is before. Yeah. 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 So like if I'm here and someone comes, and I love when people come, and you say something maybe that I don't agree with, I'm gonna say something. It's sort of like I do that in recovery. I have people that I am what they call the sponsor. And if I'm sitting with them and they were my friend, I would let a lot go. But if I have the job of being their sponsor, when they say some fucking crazy thing, I point it out to them. And I go, listen, bro, I don't think that's a great idea. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now, if it was a friend, no. But yes, so here I am. You came here. I'm going to tell you. And when somebody starts saying that what they think is happening here doesn't seem to be what I think is happening here, I'm going to say something. That's all. Yeah. Yeah. We're not trying to rearm in a subtle way the action figure. We're not. This is disarming completely. What would drive a doer crazy? Have nothing to do. Yeah. So it's driven crazy here, and then you see it in its agitation, and then you see you're that. Yeah. How are you need to have the awareness of it. A lot of stuff is just in the bush. Yeah. And most stuff that you meet doesn't bring it out of the bush. Yeah, the message has been molded to fit you instead of to confront you. Yeah, but non-duality has an incredible talent to bring shit out of the woodwork that you were just taken to be so or assumed to be true, and put a light on it and see what it's about. I've never found anything else that did it so surgically and so beautifully, really. Yeah. So it sort of comes, there's a statement, and you see what reacts to the statement. And it brings a lot of the shit that most statements don't bring up, like signing up for a path or doing this or doing that. This is like being the doer has fucking nothing to do with it. Being the seer has nothing to do with it. Being the feeler has nothing to do with it. Yeah, that makes a lot of stuff uncomfortable. It does. So the stuff comes up and you recognize finally from what you are, you see it as not you.
Done.
Yes. And then when it pops up, yeah. And then after a while, oh, your head is in the tiger's mouth. It just doesn't stay there. It gets sucked all the way down. Yes. It doesn't stay, hopefully it doesn't have halitosis. It goes, you get eaten by the message. Yes. All that you're not gets eaten by the message and then shitted out. Yeah. The last place it wanted to find itself is in the tiger's mouth. Oops, you're already in the tiger's mouth. What's flipped out about that is not going to be there. It's going to be shitted out. That's why do you think it doesn't want to go down there? Because it knows it's going to be refuse. It's going to be shit you get rid of. Yeah. And then it'll come back and probably put the great use instead of all about me. So yes, I'm very happy to everyone who comes, but I felt moved to say something because I don't believe we're going to try to build a bridge across separation and go to unity or something. I believe these things all appear to be so because something else is taken to be so. Yeah, the idea that you're a long-lasting, independent, separate entity is taken to be so, then all these things seem to be so. Separation has to be the truth if we're a long-lasting, independent, separate entity. There has to be separation, or there can't be a long-lasting, independent, separate entity. Yes, so as much as you talk about unity, there's cognitive dissonance in there. That head does not want unity. It wants separation. Yeah, because then it can want unity as a long-lasting, independent, separate entity. Yes, I'm serious. Yeah, separation. People love the idea of unity, but they have to pay the price of separation. So for them to enjoy reuniting with the Godhead, they got to live in a fucking purgatory of voidness. I don't think it's a good deal. So yeah, so here we are, just humbly putting it out there. We don't write this shit up. It's observation. Yeah, it was observation. I observed what I thought I was from what I am. And the emperor was seen without clothes. Yeah, and that continued and it brought other results. And it became the last answer. Yeah. It became the last answer. Yeah. And what is a last answer? It takes away the need for any other answer concerning the topic. What an incredible answer that all of the shit is done. Yeah. I'm not looking for I'm not looking for what I am. I'm not trying to get it. Yeah. I'm just having a night in Novato, waiting to have dinner with some friends here. Yeah. Yeah. And I hope we all can live a little different or a little better of Rule 62. Don't take yourself so seriously. Yeah. And as self, you're taking it incredibly seriously. Yeah. So, all right. Anyone else?
Yes, Robert
Thank-
and then David. We
Well,
have.
thank you, my friend Joey. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome. Yeah,
I have no disagreement with what you are, bro. Yeah.
Oh,
I may disagree with where you think you are.
well, okay. We can
Yeah.
talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it. We're just gonna go. But yeah.
Certainly not only.
Eh? All right. Anyone else?
Yes, Robert is next.
Oh, Robert.
Robert Crossman.
Oh, Robert
He has
Crossman.
to unmute himself now.
Robert,
Again.
my comrade in something. Well, how are you?
No, this is great, Paul. Thank you so much. And thank you, Joey, for the question, because, in Paul's answer, I was hearing some stuff that was really helpful to me. And I was hearing, I'm a big fan of the Course in Miracles, and I was hearing in what you were saying, Paul, something that sounded like forgiveness to me, like I want to forgive myself, but no matter how many times I do it, I'm still guilty, so I was hearing kind of like a shortcut or just a cut. Just
Yes,
stop that, right?
yes.
And I wish I could, but I just want to thank Joey and thank you for the talk, because something in me knows that I'm bullshitting myself, and I'm feeling guilty for my own being. How stupid is that? So
You gotta ask yourself that question.
no, I do. Then my friends ask me what's wrong with me. But I'm very grateful, because the course guarantees that I will be set free from my malaise, whatever it is. And so I'm very intent, and Joey said it too. There's a sincerity here, and there's a real listening, because something inside me, and I'm assuming it's everybody else too, because there's only one of us really, that wants to be set free from a problem that doesn't exist. How strange is that? So, just gratitude, That's it. Thanks.
Yes, yes. And the funny thing is, when you are freed from a problem that doesn't exist, there'll be joy. So it will be an uncaused joy, which is readily available. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Robert. I like you, bro. So not that I don't like anyone else, but I like you. So, yeah. Yeah. Let's keep it that way, Robert.
All right. All right.
All right. Anyone else?
Yes, David Down Under's next.
David Down Under.
Yes.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Paul. I'll just be quick. During my lifetime, I've seen different therapists and that on and off. And
Yeah.
I decided to go and see one about every 2 weeks. I've seen her, and it's so I went on Tuesday. That was the 3rd time. And it's called equine therapy. It's like with horses. She works with horses. Yeah.
Good.
And I realised sitting there for the first time, and I don't know how many therapists or psychologists I've seen over the years, it's a fair few, but I realised that, and this is no blame on her or anything, but the whole thing, how I take it, is it's always ways and ideas and everything else on how to make the action figure tougher and get through problems and to me it's like, for me that doesn't work. And so I was sort of walking out of there, was it yesterday, Tuesday, yeah, 2 days ago, and thought, oh, will I come back here or not? Because she's a lovely person and everything else. And then I thought, yeah, I will come back because I fucking like patting horses. You know, the whole thing I get out of it, which is a beautiful thing, is just patting and hanging with the horses. You know, I don't sort of buy into the making this stronger and better at coping with shit anymore, which is more through you guys here, which has helped me realize that, you know. Yeah.
You know,
But anyway,
David,
yeah,
America had the first equine therapist.
yeah.
It was Mr. Ed.
Yeah, I need a Mr. Ed. I should
America
just get.
was in every week and talk to Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed.
Look, that's what I was going to ask, if you could manage just in one of the Zoom windows to put up a picture of a horse. He doesn't have to say anything. I'd greatly appreciate that.
Oh yeah, well, maybe Mr. Ed. Mr.
Well,
Ed
there's
is
someone-
actually the patron saint of Zen Bitzler.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I had to say.
Ed left his body June 11th, 1998, at a famous stable. Yes, he was very humble. He's lived in a stable his whole life. And Mr. Ed passed away, transitioned, and he's had a huge effect on me. So he is the first patron saint of Zen Bitzler, Mr. Ed.
Right.
So, yes.
Beautiful.
We have pictures. If you want, I can send you he didn't have good handwriting, but I have a picture, a signed, autographed, signed, picture of Mr. Ed.
Yeah. Yeah, all I want's the
Copies, I can send you one.
that's all I want. Just the picture. Yeah.
Mr. Ed. That's funny, bro. No, I think horses are incredible. Yes?
Yeah, it
Look
was
at what people can do with they're learning now, they've known it for a while. Bring, at senior citizens places or hospice or hospitals, bring animals in, cats and dogs, yes? Because
Yeah.
basically sometimes the action figure, all it wants is to something to love, yes?
that's
It
it.
does. And sometimes it's safer with a four-legged thing. They find it easier.
I've
Yeah.
got two dogs. I've got two dogs at home that I have with me sort of a lot during the day, one at a time. And I get up in the morning and walk out into the kitchen just like it's my routine. And they're both straight at the door and tails wagging like anything. And it just, when I notice it, it's just very nice. They're only a dog, but they just love you no matter what.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is if you could bring animals into therapy, I would think it would be better. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, that part of the therapy is the part that I sort of like, just the
Yeah.
animal.
I like
Yeah.
donkeys.
If I could fit a horse on the back veranda, I'd probably get one. Yeah.
I want to get a donkey, actually. Put that as one of the wishes of the master.
Yeah,
A donkey. Maybe a miniature donkey.
right.
I like donkeys. I do. For some reason, I haven't met many, but I have a feeling I'm going to like one. Yeah.
They seem to have attitude. They're like stubborn and they buck the
Oh,
system.
that's a story. They're not stubborn. They're thoughtful. They
Yeah.
don't. They're not going to go willy nilly right away. They check it out. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Wisdom. Yeah. All right. Well, anyone else? Mr. Ed. Who would have thought you would hear Mr. Ed in a satsang? Probably no one. Mr. Ed. Remember? They had the door of the stable, and he'd always stick it in his, uh, Jesus Christ. All right. Anyone? Or we're
Paul,
gonna say,
I
yes.
have to say something. Who would have thought you'd hear half the things you say in satsang? Who would have thought anybody would hear the things you say in a satsang?
Yes, well, I gotta keep everyone alert.
It's
Yes.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank
it's the
you.
same message, yeah. I gotta keep everyone,
Same message. But your
yes.
stories and the way that you come up with new things to entertain us is appreciated here. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's not my pleasure. I'm probably a thwarted comedian or something. Who knows? Yeah. I can't, Amelia's already lost interest in the show. I need a public venue. Constantly new people. I need a public venue. Yeah. All right. Let's say goodbye then, eh? Hey, Joey, nice to see you, my friend. Yes. Judy, love, as always.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, more than welcome. Kathleen, as always, she's learning through the couch. Yes, pretty good. Marl, honey, you seem to be making it, eh? Nothing that you thought was going to kill you has killed you.
That's true.
Yeah,
I'm already dead. I don't know.
that's good. Well, you got a lovely smile, so yeah.
Okay, thanks. I'm glad to be.
Marilyn, yes, honey. And remember, hon, there's women would be more than happy to speak with you too. Yes, like Kathleen or someone. Yeah, take advantage of the services under the umbrella. Yeah,
Thank
yeah, yeah. We got Marilyn from Tallahassee. Yeah, nice to see you, honey. Robert, as always. Steve, what's happening? Oh, the food is getting served. Yeah, Steve. Stephen Mack, upon having never left, as always, thank you. Mr. Tofa, yeah. A number with a phone, pretty cool. Bill Churchman, beautiful picture. We got Cassandra, my friend from the East Coast. There's Christine. She's still in Hawaii, I hope. Yeah. Mike M, Susanna W. We've got Tony. We got W. Wabe Bukowski. I like that name. I think that's all I can see. Oh no, there's Eric, Fiona, David, Mr. Barron. Nice to see you, Barron, again. Alan Olson, Brian Crow, Chris H. Eric's got a nice, his kidney's doing well, I hope. Eric, yeah, good. Good. All right, guys, thank you. We'll be here tomorrow, Thursday, hopefully, and it's a pleasure. Sorry for the technical stuff. We're just trying a new one that gets Wi-Fi when there's no Wi-Fi. So, yeah, the first time I tried it and it worked. The Wi-Fi went down at the house and we were able to get it on the Zoom. So thanks, guys. See you. Bye-bye.